If you've been looking around for a higher end coffee scale, then you've almost certainly landed on this product. This is the Acaia Pearl Black. It was initially a Kickstarter project, but it's actually turned into a really successful or seemingly successful company that is making some of the better coffee scales on the market today. So I just want to do a quick review. So I've been using this scale for a while and found it to be a pretty interesting product rather. So it sells for about $130, so it's really expensive for a scale, obviously. At the very heart of it, this is a 1,000-gram scale that operates at you can see, a tenth of a gram. So very accurate, but the range is not that high. If you go into the higher weight range, then it will operate at 2,000 grams, but you'll only be at a single gram or half gram division then. So what is notable about this scale? First of all, there's Bluetooth connectivity, so it'll work alongside a phone app. And all that really means is it uses Bluetooth 4.0 to do everything from the scale that you'd like on your phone. So tare, on, off, stuff like that. I won't get into that in this review since it's somewhat duplicative and probably not super interesting to that many people. This scale is really accurate, obviously. So you could see it's at a tenth of a gram right now. And like here, I will blow on the scale from about 3 feet away. You can see it will make a difference, which is pretty crazy. Next up, the scale is super responsive. When you put something on it, it will respond pretty much instantly. And then we'll go down, push, see if we can get to the upper limit. Yeah, so again, accurate throughout the range. Also on off is very accurate, very quick. Turn it off. Now we'll turn it on. Wow, definitely quick. The buttons right here, it's power and then tare. Those aren't actual buttons, they're just touch sensitive parts on the top there. So that's definitely one of the problems with this is it's not always clear when you're touching the button, and sometimes you could touch it by accident. And then when like you want to power it on, you don't really know what the click is. So what you want to do is press it and hold it, not tap it. As for the tare, also very quick. Very cool. The mode switching is one of the main things you would do with this. And to do that, you would get this and hold it for a second. So now you can see that we are in timer mode. So basically you have the timer here and your number here. But what you're going to do here is you're going to lose your resolution. And now it's just at 1 gram resolution. So here we would tare it. And instead of 6.4, it says 6. So totally makes sense there. To start the timer, then you just press the button. To reset the timer, well, to stop the timer, you could press this. And to reset the timer, then you could press and hold the tare. All the settings work just the way you would expect. So this is a very sensible device, which I appreciate. But the actual functions are fairly limited. For example, the timer will not start on its own like it does with the Lunar. So definitely the newer model has some higher end features to it. It's worth noting this is the black. Before this, it came out in a white model. The white, it was harder to see down here. I was never that impressed with it, but that was the original Kickstarter model, and the black is, I think, a little bit more money. The black comes with this heat pad, and this is just something you put on there. I would say it's optional, except that this surface, I believe, is touch sensitive, is sensitive to heat. So the heat pad comes, you just don't really have to think about putting something on the surface, whereas you wouldn't want to put something very hot, say hot metal on top of this. As for the other features, there's really not much else to it. This thing is That might be hard to make out there. That's a micro USB, so it got a rechargeable battery, which is really nice. And no other buttons or anything like that. The bottom, again, no buttons, nothing to service. The batteries are built in. This is not waterproof. And let's get a Sharpie for reference. You can see the biggest downside of this, aside from the price, is the size. So this is a large scale. This is not something that you can, under normal circumstances, pour your shot into. It's just gonna be too thick for a lot of espresso machines. I mean, if you have a commercial machine, then yeah, you could put your espresso cup up here, pour your shot on there, and then time and weigh your shot. But it's kind of big for that. It's also not waterproof. So that's really why the company came out with the lunar scale. It's much smaller, like less than half the size of this and less than half the thickness. And it's better waterproofed. So if you do spill some of the espresso on there, you're fine. It also has a metal top piece, so less sensitive to heat. So yeah, that is the Acaia, I always want to say lunar, but it's the Acaia Pearl Black scale. It's a really nice scale. I'm not quite sure it's worth the money, but if you're making a lot of coffee and you care about accuracy, I would highly recommend it. And then if you are going to use the app features, which I'll just cover in a separate review, this is obviously one of the few options to go with, just because not a lot of scales have built-in app functionality. So that's definitely pretty cool. I don't actually use it that often. So yeah, thanks for watching.